Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, today's our lecture is a biostatical tools. So let's go for it. If you have any question, please ask me at the end of the session. And if you have any query, let me know. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So today we will start with our like statistical tools. Till now you have learned many of the tools. We can go for a central tendencies, your dispersions like when you have a variations in the data. Then later on there are standard deviations where the your ratio of dispersion is measured. Then the relation between the two different sets of data. The effect of data is done by regressions. And there are later like types of testing hypothesis which can be measured with the help of your z-test, your chi-square test, your t-test, and also with the ANOVA. ANOVA is a special feature because it has many options. So this all data tools will be going to study. So today we will go for the central tendency. Okay, so let's go for what is data. Data can be any record or any visible record or quantitative record or qualitative record. It can be attributes or it can be data generated from a process or from experimentation or from a survey. So there are many types of data, but the primary feature is that data can be divided into two major portions, like it can be a primary data and secondary data. So what is the difference between your primary and secondary? Firstly, primary data is always original, and the secondary one is always your literature reviewed. Means when you collect the data after the experiment, it is considered as a primary data. But when you analyze different sets of experimental data, then it is a literature reviewed type of data, and it can be called as a secondary data. So we can basically say as primary as a first hand information and secondary as a like a second hand one, in which always the primary data is collected by researcher, because researcher is a primary person which will perform the data like experiment, or it will collect a survey and collect all the data. But the secondary data can be always a analyzed ones. Means primary data can't be analyzed, it is a, like a numerical value, or it can be any quality like the seeds are round, wrinkle, or anything, or it can be like the number of the seed pod or length of the leaf. So it is basically a numbers. And your secondary one will always be the analyzed one, like the what is the parameters going with the different types of data, or how the effect of different values is shown. It is always a secondary data. So we can say primary data are always raw one and organized, whether your secondary one is classified one, where you have different types of your graphs or any tables, it like it in an organized form, more in a representative way. So am I going slow or fast? Hello,
Normal.
should I go slow? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we will go for further on the types of sampling. So now you are learn about the data, but what are the data collected from? The data are mostly collected from different samples. The samples which can be like a very simpler one, that when you consider this line, see here, the line, it is a line and the selection of just a simpler dot. It is a simpler type, right? So it is a simple data from a sample. But when you consider a particular portion, like when you consider this full line and you make like sections, and you take this 2 point from here and this 3 point from here, that it is a strata type of sampling data. So this is simple and this is strata, two different method. Next is your primary, like multi-stage and primary stage and different, like Here it is strata, but in this you collect this consider as a whole line, and later on it is on the second portion. So this is also called as multi-stage data. Next is your cluster. Cluster can be like a group of set taking from a two different individual. I have taken this line, divided into two parts, and considered this points from this portion and this point from this portion. So this is our like a two cluster data. Next your samples is systematic sampling. What is systematic sampling? Just look this line. I have make a portion of this particular section and then divided equidistantly. Means if it is like a particular 10 centimeter, I have taken a sample from every 1 centimeter of gap. Means it is a systematic sampling. Then how is the random sampling? See here, I have taken just the line, just make up portions and just selected any of the point. So this is equidistance data, which is systematic sampling, and this is just taking a random points. So it is a random sampling. Now next, what can be types of non-random sampling? Till now we have considered all the samples with different stratas and everything. Non-random can be like of the convenience grade. What is convenience? Means if just look at this picture, this is a whole population. Okay, so I have just taken this portion of the population as a sample. So this is like my convenience. It was easier to pick me up. So I have taken this section of data as my sample. So what is purpose then? Purpose is like if I select this types of portion of sample, the only I am considering this black dotted persons. Means I am taking purposely that black persons, right? This is your purpose like convenience type because it was easier, and I am taking this because it is easily distinguished. So I am taking this one. So convenience and purposive. So what is quota type of sampling? Quota means something systematic but non-random way. So you can just see this picture. You just like it is a multi-stage one, but I'm selecting just one of the sample from each row. So this is a like quota type, like I have to fulfill that from every row I have to select one sample. So quota is something fulfilling a particular attributes. So now we will go for your arithmetic mean. In central tendency, mostly your mean is your arithmetic mean, your median, your mode, and many things. And in arithmetic mean, you have two types of way. It can be a single mean type. It can be like you add up all your values and divide by the number of observation. Or if you go for a group value, so it is always the summation of the frequency, but with the mid value, not with the number of observation. So this is a two different thing because arithmetic mean is an average value. So you have to consider the whole value when it is a group type. Like the frequency number and the mid value will specify the same value when you sum up all the individual. This will be more easier when we will go for the any example one. So just wait for it. Now what is mode? Mode can be like a maximum frequency or the most frequent number coming in a set of data, or it can be like a peak when you look at a graph. So there is always a one peak, or it can be a two peak. So various types of modes can be available. It is also called as like a unimodal, bimodal, and multimodal. The one peak will consider as a unimodal, whether the two peaks is your bimodal, and later on we will go for the multimodal. There is nothing like called as a trimodal or pentamodal. They are all called as multimodal. So now is your median. What is the median? Like central value, but the median is always analyzed when the datas are arranged in a ascending order or descending order. Means median will be always be the central value of the arranged data, not the any of the like a disruptive one. Median has also a quality this on the number of the observation. If the number of observation or your sample number is odd, like you have collected 11 number of sample or you have collected 13 number of sample, then your central observation is always n plus 1 by 2. Means if the sample was 11, then you will make it 12 by 2, means sixth observation. So this are the number of the position of your value, not the value. Means the sixth positioned value will be your median. What if it is in even? Even will be like always your n by 2 plus your n by 2 plus 1 by 2. That is, if it was 12, it will be like 6 plus your seventh observation. Means your sixth and seventh observation will be added and divided. So that will be for the even data. So what are the, just we will go for different types of curves, like how the curves are, like we will decide the types of graph. Okay, so just look at the A graph. Can you look this A1? Hello, am I audible? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so can you see this A1 symmetrical curve?
Yes.
So these are the like evenly performed data, or it can be like a bell-shaped curve also. But look at the B1. Here in B1, the right side, your it has a peak in the starting of your graph and then it lowers down. It is called as a positive skewed curve. Whether in the next one you can see it is lowest at the start and it increases toward the end. These types of curves are called negative skew curve. Means here the data was evenly distributed, but here it was like started with the highest value, then have gone for the lowest value. And in the C1 it is start from the lowest and go from the highest one. It is like something the ascending and this is a descending one. So these are the different types of curves. Now we will go for how, if the like you go for an experiment and there are like you give a linear curves. In linear curves you for a linear regressions and many things. So let's go for the D graph. The D graph is like something rising. Like when you start for a particular temperature or any enzyme activity, so it's like mechanism and it increases as for the optimum value. So it is called as a positive J curve because it increases. Whether in the E1 it decreases, means uh, during the optimization it start, but the enzyme when it get degraded, it go for the like a decreasing in the value. So it is called as a negative J curve. But there is a difference between your J curve and positive and negative skew. Just look around. As per your C, that when you consider just this portion, it is a J curve in positive. But when you consider as a data, it is a negative. So don't get confused between this positive and negative. Just look, it is what for. If it is for the type of like data set, it will be like a curve for the negative skewed curve and the positive skewed curve. But when it is for a particular mechanism or for any particular quality or quantity, it will be like a positive J curve and negative J curve. So what is U curve now? Look for the F graph. So U-shaped curve is something like you start with the maximum activity, but for some time it gets slower and later on it again gets start. So for example, if you go for any market particular item, or you can just look for, if we go for a like day-to-day life for today's, the availability of mass was starting very much, but as due to the due to today's situations, the demand was more, so the supply have gotten to be lesser. And now, due to the demand, the manufacturing has been increased, so we get more thing. So this is like something we have more, get the like lesser, and then it starts again. Now we will go for the curve like a bimodal type of curve. Now what is bimodal? So it can be like any of the data having two different value. Means if we go for a like a number of person having the marks in the subjects, it can be like he can have a number of optimum marks. So it can be two types of different marks, or it can be any two industry which is grossing its manufacturing unit or anything. So it is a two type of bimodal curve, and this is a mixed curve. Mixed curve can also be a multimodal, so because it has many peaks. So mixed curve and multimodal are similar type but not the same. It can be similar but not same. Okay, so we will just go for another one. Just look at this graph. What graph it is? We have just completed that types of curve, right? So what type of curve it is? Anyone? Hello? Symmetrical, yes. In symmetrical, right? But it is also bell shape also. So here you can see the your mean, median and mode are at same. Means in a well distributed data, your always that central tendency will be also will be same or similar. So just look for this graph. This is a which type of graph? Positive or negative? Hello? Anyone?
Positive.
Yeah, it is positive because it start with the largest and end with the, it decreases. But here can you see your mode is maximum and the mean comes the last. So this is something like for example, if I consider your footwear is manufactured on the basis of this type of data, because in average Asian population, maximum the foot size is toward the lesser one. The highest goes on decreasing, means you get a footwear nice options in 6, 7, 8 one, but at the size 9 does not have maximum options. So the manufacturing of the footwear is always described on this types of data, because the maximum number of the population comes in this, and mode is a maximum number of frequency. So this is like a particular data can be used for day-to-day life. This next one is your positively skewed data. So can just look around. Your mode value is always will be greater than your median and your mean, because in positive type the maximum number is considered first, so mode comes the first. Whether in your negative one, the mode comes the last, because it start from the low frequency and go for the highest frequency, and highest frequency like this particular area will have many numbers of the data set. So many sample are present here, so that's why mode come here. But when we make an average of this, the median is always in the middle, means your mean will be the lesser towards all the time when it is a negatively skewed, whereas for the positive it will be always the last one. Now what does central tendency mean? Like we will now summarize it. Just look at these graphs. This all three graphs in its in equality. So just look at this. In symmetrical one, a single line can denote for mean, median, mode. But for positive, there are always three different consideration, because as the maximum frequency come first, so mode is always the first. But in negative one, it will come in the later side. And in the mean in positive is always towards the last, because mean is something considering everything. So in positive one, it will always be a last one. But for the negative, it will really come first. So by this graph, we can say median is always a particular character will always be present between mean and mode. It not towards will be the either to the last or first. It will be always present in the central of mean and median, because mean can be different and mode can be the maximum frequency. So it's very unusual that median comes before mean or mode. So let's calculate some of your datas. Now, your question is calculate central tendency of collected leaf data, which is in centimeter, and interpret the result about the relation. Okay. So if anyone is from from RJ, they know that you have done this type of experiment in your FY, the collection of your leaf length of your polyalthia. So we will consider that only. It is just a type of the set of data. Okay. So think this is the data collected of that 20 leaf. Now first step is always your to make an arrangement of this data. Arrangement like it can be in an ascending way also, and it can be in a descending way also. So first is just your addition of everything. Now we have arranged the data. We will go for the arithmetic mean. Arithmetic mean you can find in any way. You can go for a single mean also. You can go on a group mean also. But group mean has a very availability, because larger set of the data can be calculated. Single mean is like you add up all your data and divide by your observation. So you have to make like you have to add up everything this and divide by 20. So this is your single mean one. But when you go for a group, there is a particular observation you make a chart. Like you have to make a particular class interval. Now what is a class interval? Class interval is something making a set of your data in like a groups. Like when you say the lowest here is 18 and the highest value is 22. So you have to make a classes like a group, like something having starting from 18 and end till 22. It can be earlier also, means you can make a class from 17 also and end with 25 also. It's just you have to consider all this data in a group. So I have made here two class intervals, like one is for 18 to 20 and next is from 21 to 22. So this is a type of a discontinuous class interval. Why discontinuous? Because here I'm considering here for mean. So if I consider it for mean, it is for a discontinuous class. Means 18 to 20 will be considered here, and it's 21 to 23. But if I consider as a discontinuous class is something which ends with the same and start with the same. So if I take a discontinuous class, that is mostly for the different sets of data. So if it is 18 to 20, it will start from 20 to 22 or 23, because it is discontinuous. So we have distributed it, but for continuous it is always like 2020, and the consideration is always here. So I have now we will go for these calculations. The class interval, if I consider 18 to 20, the mid value comes 19. Now how the mid value is found? The mid value can be found by addition of your lowest, means your 18, and your highest 20 divided by 2. Means 18 plus 20 divided by 2 gives you 19. That is your mid value. So always be precise in making your class interval, because if you make the class more far, like if you take 15 to 20 and then 21 to 25, then your mid value varies, and then later on it affects on your mean. So that's why we have to be very close when we are deciding the initial number for class interval. So now it is a class interval. Yeah, we have found our mid value. Now the number of frequency. What is now this frequency number 13 and 17? Just go for the data again. We can see here 18 to 20 means this all total is 13. So just it is a selection of the observation. Means 18 to 20 is the 13 frequency coming the observation, and next is a 7. So if we summation of it is 20, and the fx is a sum like multiplication of okay, just for a record, hello, everyone is listening? Hello?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
if you go for this dot sign, in biostats, always this dot means f and x. If I say and, it is always a multiplication. So for the further notice, I will say f and x. That is the multiplication. And if it is the addition, it will be the or. The word and or has two different meanings. So if we say here like it is f and x, so it is the multiplication. So when you go multiplication and make a summation, it comes around 401. So just look, see, when it is a single mean, it goes for 20, but when it is a group mean, it go for 20.05. So there is a slight variations. So as the sample size increases, we have to be very precise what we have to use. For lesser the sample size, single mean is okay, but group mean have to be decided as it is has a different type of effect on your data variable. So let's go for next one, your mode. Your maximum frequency, it is unimodal. Why? Just look around this data. See, 18 is 4 times, 19 is 3 times, but 20 is 6 times, right? So your maximum frequency comes to be 20 and it is a 6. So it is the unimodal data, which is 20. Now median. Median is like your addition of 10th and 11th as per the earlier your formula, it comes 20. So now we will make a particular similarity. Your arithmetic mean and median is 20 for this data set. Means everything is equally. So we can say this symmetrical curves represent to this type of data. So we can say the data collected is equidistant, well distributed, and plus it shows a symmetrical curve. Now we will go for next type of data. Just look around. This is the same example, your leaf land, just the data set is different. Same method, we will go for the calculations, arrangement of data. Okay, so we will arrange the data, find the mean value. So here comes your mean value will be Sonal, I will answer your question later on. Okay. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Back to the your sum. You will go for your like mean value. You give a group mean type, right? So you just check your value and you get a calculation. Like when you see it is arithmetic comes around like 20.25 or 20 when it is single mean. Your unimodal here is 18. Okay, look around here. If you see just the data, the 18, 17, 19 and 20, this all will be indifferent because 20 has a 5 times, right? Here you will say like 20 is a mode, but not, because we are going for a group mean data. In group mean data, there is always a consideration of the class. Like you have to find the frequency maximum in a class, not in a data. If the data is just a single type, like you are calculating it easily, then you select from here. But when it is in a group type of data, the mode is always will be calculated on the mode of frequency. So maximum frequency come here is 9, right? So 9 as a mid from the class interval 17 to 19. Okay, now the mode is always a single unimode. So you have to interpret the mid value of the class. So mid value is 18. And next, your median. When you like calculate the your term from 10th and 11th, it is 20. So can you just remember your graph which says the mode is like lesser, median is more than mode, and then your mean. This is your graphical interpretation of your data. Just look around. This is your mode, this is your median, and this is your mean. This same data is been plotted here. So just by looking at this curve, we can say the data is positive or negative. Anyone? Hello?
Positive.
Yeah, positive. Because it starts from the highest to lowest. So you have to always consider when mode is maximum, it is a positive skewed data. Now we will know for the next type of data. This is the same leaflet data only. So just look around the type of data. It starts from 10 and ends from 26, sorry. So after the calculation, here the class interval increases because in the earlier one, see, the earlier one it was from 17 to 25. So the range was very less. So it has been divided into 3 classes. But in this type of data, it starts from 10 and ends with 26. So here the classes also increases. So we have divided it into a class intervals. We have found the mid values and the number of frequency have been noted. Now the frequency which have been noted, the maximum is 8. 8 counts for 20 to 24th one, right? So this is our mode. This is like for the calculation of your mean and your median from your like earlier formula, which comes to be 29. Now when we plot this type of data, see your hello and hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
here when you plot your data, it is like something comes like this. Means your mode comes the last and your median is like in the middle term and mean is the lowest. See, the values also says mean is 20, your median is 21, and your mode is 22. So this type of data are called negative skewed data. Means it has a larger number of data set in the highest range. So for an example, if I go for this type of data like your positive one, this positive, for example, in day-to-day life, I can say a particular like, for example, the height, weight of a person can be decided. And if I go for the this negative one, or like you go for a shopping, right? When we go for a shopping, there are mostly the items available for the middle persons, not for the smaller or the excels ones. So it is like when you see in the market, the number of the cloth which have been manufactured are always for the middle terms, not for the like any lowest or highest. So that data can also be plotted here and will be made a particular type of data sets. So we have a different sets of data. Now, hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is an assignment like Assignment 1 is for central tendency. Okay, so now we will discuss how you are going to solve these problems. Okay, your first data is like the marks scored by your 10 students in the test. These are your sets, and interpret the results with the central tendency and comment on the curve. Means what the first question asks. It says like the marks has been given, but do all students have equal type of understanding level have to be decided. So we will go for a central curve, means we will analyze mean, median, mode, and plot the graph. A graph if shows a bell shaped curve, then it will be all students are understanding well. But if the data comes to the positive one, means it is like very less or very lower type of data can be used. Now, how to interpret this or comment? If it is a bell-shaped curve data, then you will say all the marks or the interpreted result, like the result of the test, will have a symmetrical curve, or all students have a similar mark score in a text. So this is a conclusion you should write if it is a symmetrical data. Now, next question. The workers are given daily wages. A survey was conducted of 10 workers for noting the wages they are getting. Now we have to find whether they are given equal wages or not. How we will find the equal wages? If this data shows a bell-shaped curve, then it is like everyone is considered as in equal way, right? So you have to plot your graph and check whether it is in which state, positive, negative, or bell shape. If it is in a bell shape, you will say all workers are considered equally and they are given equal wages. Okay. Now next your third question. Third question, I will say for first question, you can go for a single mean, for and third, fourth, you go for a group mean. Because in group mean, in third question, you have given a marks, classes, and the number of students. This number of students means frequency. Means I have given directly the values for the students securing the marks in these classes. So you don't have to make a class. I have given the class, I have given the frequency. You have to just find out the mid value and make a addition, a multiplication of it and add up. That is your group mean. So what the question says, comment with the help of a central tendency curve whether the test have a symmetrical mass set or not. This means at the end of the curve, what you find will display the symmetrical curve or not. Okay. Now your fourth one. The frequency of the weight of 100 tomatoes of the species from gram 1 to 50 was given. So you have to comment whether the central tendency of central tendency, which weight can be considered as an ideal weight for the harvest. Okay, now this question is slightly tricky, because ideal weight is found when the central tendency is symmetrical. Means if this data give you positive or negative curve, means you don't have any ideal weight. If it's give you a bell curve shape data, or when it shows mean, median, mode equally, then you will get your ideal weight. So be precise in calculating, because the curves will specify. So these are the hints for solving these questions. You can go for make different types of files and add up this calculation. So now we will go for the test. Can I chat to, okay. Hello. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
I can't see the questions. The Sonal, what do you have the question?
Whatever question you have, put it in the chat box. or you can unmute yourself and tell. Put in the chat box so everyone can see the question.
Hello. Students, these are the glossary, means it has a sum of the definition of the parameters. You can just go, if you don't understand the meaning of the term, you can just check for the like definitions here. Hello.
सोनल तुला क्वेश्चन होता ना का नाही विचारत? Put it in the chat box na. If you don't see, this is the basic. If you don't clarify, you will not know. DP, stop recording.